I'm Chantal,
I'm Carly.
and you're watching Human Insider. Alright, so this video is essentially an add-on from Symbolic Interactionism, the first video. So all we're really trying to do in this video is explain to you why you are you.
Yeah. What makes you you? So first we'll start off. Should we start off with the I or the me?
Let's just dive right in.
Okay.
So the first part of the video that we want to cover is the concept of I. So the I is essentially your true self. It's the idiosyncrasies that make you a unique individual. It is who you really are as a person.
What makes you you?
Yeah. So what makes
What
you
makes
you?
I?
I Captain. So yeah, what do you think makes you really unique?
Shoot, I don't know. I would say, I feel like I'm a very nice person. And I feel like that's a big part of who I am. I am as a person. Whereas, someone else might see me in passing and take me as they might think, oh, she gave me a dirty look. But that's their perception of me.
Right.
And then that leads us to the me, other people's perception.
Yeah, I agree completely, because I definitely think my inner me is weird. I'm a weird person. I'll admit it. But I feel like I don't show that easily to other people, and then we'll get into a whole thing with the next topic about my me concept of how other people view me. But that's
a
the
whole
next
nother
one.
video.
So the me, second point, would be there's so many different words for it. There's the looking glass self. In some ways, it's the generalized other, which is your perception of yourself through the lens of society's expectations. But the easiest way to describe me is how you think other people view you. So with that, how do you think other people view you?
I think, like I said, it depends on, I guess, the given situation. People have that term, resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Someone might perceive you as that, but you really aren't.
When people look at you like...
Yeah, like I thought you were like that at first, and
Yeah.
she's definitely not. She's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely have RBF. Sorry. Not sorry.
Now, how do you perceive it?
I think other people view me as someone who is very well put together. At least in my view, I feel like other people view me as someone who's like really focused on image and really about being perfect. And they're not wrong. But I definitely feel
but
like
there's more to you.
Yeah, there's more to me than feeling like I always have to be well put together. Like I always have to be super yeah, I'm Chantal and I'm great. There's more to me than that. I have a lot, like I said, there's a lot of idiosyncrasies to my true self that I grapple with. So that totally segues into our next idea, which is the I versus the me, which is that inner dialogue, that inner struggle that you have when you're trying to figure out
who you are.
Yeah,
as
your
a person.
whole perception of yourself. With that in mind, now that you understand what the I is and the me is, we kind of want to cover how they interact with each other within your head.
The I versus the me.
It's like an ongoing battle, a struggle. I know I've struggled, and
I struggled too.
Yeah,
I think everyone does at some point.
Yeah, honestly.
In life.
Drink to that.
Yeah. Cheers.
But yeah, so essentially, Now that you know that the I is your true self, the me is how you feel that other people view you, you're going to go through life kind of grappling with those two concepts. And you're trying, and I guess the goal is to try to find a balance of that so you can have a stable perception of who you are.
A stable and even I and me.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think you had a great example.
Yeah, growing up as a lot of teenagers, not saying, every teenager, but they struggle with the I versus the me, who they feel like they are becoming or are, and then who, let's say, society wants them to be, who their parents want them to be. I think a lot of adolescents, teens, I mean, I'm sure even, well into early 20s feel that way.
Right.
I know I didn't really, I still personally want to please everyone. I want everyone, I never want to hurt anyone's feelings. I want everyone to like me. But I struggled with that for a little while, up until probably I want to say my early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I definitely agree with that. You have that, that idea that, society likes good people, or it's just important ethically to be a good person.
Yeah.
So within you, that's how you are expected, or that's how you feel like you are expected based off of other people's ideas and perceptions. And then you have your true self, where sometimes you don't want to be nice.
Yeah.
All the time.
And you're like, screw it.
Yeah, and you're like, screw it. And then Carly and I were talking when we were developing this video about how this really starts in phases, throughout your life. So when you're a kid, that is who you truly are as a person. And honestly, if you want to take it on a psychological level, attachment theory and all that, we're not going to get into that. But yeah, that's who you truly are as a person, and those things follow you into adulthood. So that's your eyes, who you were as a kid, who you unapologetically was. And then your me concept kind of develops in middle school, where you start to hit puberty.
And you start really taking other people's opinions and the way they perceive you into consideration, and you start taking them personal.
Middle school.
I know,
PTSD,
right?
PTSD.
Oh my god. The worst of times.
Oh my god. But so there's middle school that develops that, at least that introduces the me that you should care about how other people perceive you. And then with that, in high school, as you're trying to grow up and find your way, that's where that battle begins. And then it's just an ongoing struggle throughout life. And like we said, the goal is to really try to find that balance of the I and the me, so you can have that big picture of who you are as a person, that perception of yourself. All right, so we've tied together in the I and the me. We've described how they battle each other throughout life, and why it's important to find that balance, and how both of them overall make the big picture that is yourself. So yeah, with that,
that leads into self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before. Like the movie The Secret. That's a big one, a huge one. So self-fulfilling prophecy would be explained as your actions that will confirm your perception of yourself. So the way I take it, I don't want to explain the way I understand it, because I use that word want, and I probably
want is the same.
That's one aspect.
Yeah, it's synonymous with expectations. Yeah. So like you said, you have your I and your me. You're trying to balance that out. It's the perception of yourself. And while doing that, over time, you develop expectations, and you develop responses and certain actions that you do in those situations. Now, whether your perception of yourself is positive or negative, that will determine whether you will have a positive or negative expectation of things, whether you will react positively or...
So self-fulfilling prophecy, pretty much you take the I and the me, whether that's negative or positive, and that can result in actions that confirm that perception of yourself, whether that be positive, negative, or, whatnot.
Perfect.
Cheers to that.
So proud. So that sums up symbolic interactionism. That was really good. I think
I thought that was a good one.
We are really
Yeah.
getting
We're
good at this.
Professionals
We
now.
are learning, you guys.
Hopefully you're learning with us too.
Yeah, hopefully, because gosh, I'm so scared for midterms.
I know. I'm terrified.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, we were thinking that we should start doing a call to action at the end of these videos. That way you guys can kind of take something away from this, not just learning some new things, but we can influence you in some sort of way. So with this, what you've learned, we really want you to think about your I, your true self. Think about that in relation to your me, how you feel like you should be through the lens of other people. And then tell us some stories about how that's bothered you.
Maybe
over
something
time.
that you've struggled with.
Yeah, something
life.
that you struggle with. Maybe you overcame it. Maybe
You're going through it.
Yeah, or maybe you have a really good self-fulfilling prophecy story that you want to share. We want to see it. Yeah.
Oh, I would love to hear self-fulfilling prophecy stories.
Like The Secret.
Yeah, exactly. Like positive, yeah, everyone loves to hear positive stuff. I would love to hear that. But I mean, negative too, someone could have, self-fulfilling prophecy about something negative and then realize, oh my gosh, I just did that to myself.
Yeah.
Or, whatnot. So yeah, tell us your stories.
Let us know.
Yeah, give us your
and
input.
Keep watching and tell your friends. Bye. Thanks you guys for watching our video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we hope to see you again soon.